Out in the pitch black of a heavy storm, nearly 100,000 tons of steel glides quietly through the water. No alarms are sounding, the crew is at their stations, but this ship is already out of control. This is the Maersk Shekou. It's carrying over 4,100 shipping containers. To put that into perspective, if you stood this vessel on its end, it would be as tall as a 70-story skyscraper, and it is moving steadily toward a sleeping city. Moments later, the Shekou's massive steel bow crushes directly into the masts of a docked tall ship, triggering a cascade of destruction along the port. When investigators pulled the data, they didn't find a broken engine or a jammed rudder. The ship was mechanically perfect. The destruction we just saw happened because of 2 full minutes of silence. The target destination is Fremantle Port in Western Australia. It's a tight, highly regulated harbor, flanked by city infrastructure and historical museums. The Shekou approaches the entrance channel at 6:09 a.m. It is completely dark. By entering before dawn, the ship is already operating outside the port's standard daylight-only rules for vessels of this massive size. As the ship squeezes into the narrowest part of the channel, an unforecast weather event hits. A violent squall sweeps over the water, slamming the side of the towering container stacks with 50-knot winds. The wind is pushing the ship off its line, right as it approaches the most critical phase of the entry. In maritime navigation, there's a specific coordinate on the chart known as the wheelover point. It's the exact geographic spot where the pilot must order the rudder to turn. If you hit this waypoint and make the turn, you safely enter the inner harbor. If you miss it, you drive straight into the concrete docks. Let's step inside the bridge of the Maersk Shekou as it crosses over that exact coordinate. The primary pilot, responsible for guiding the ship in, looks at the instruments. Instead of calling out the sharp turn into the harbor, he tells the helmsman to hold the current heading, exactly 083 degrees. The pilot knows the storm is pushing them, so he relies on outside help. 4 massive tugboats are already attached to the Shekou. He commands them to apply maximum thrust, pulling the giant cargo ship hard to the left to force the turn. But inside the bridge, the helmsman is doing his job exactly as ordered. He was told to hold 083 degrees. So, as the tugboats pull the ship left, the helmsman physically turns the ship's rudder right, fighting to maintain that 083 heading. The tugboats are redlining their engines to save the ship, while the ship's own crew is actively, silently steering against them. This tug-of-war cancels out the turn entirely, and they drift forward for 2 agonizing minutes. You might be wondering how nobody on the bridge noticed the ship wasn't turning. On a vessel this size, maritime law requires a secondary pilot to be in the room. Their only job is to actively monitor the primary pilot and speak up if a mistake is made. But the secondary pilot is standing in the dark, engaged in a non-essential personal phone call. He is entirely distracted from the instruments. Back on shore, operators at Vessel Traffic Services can see the severe squall on their radar screens. They see it hitting the Shekou, yet they don't radio the bridge to warn them. At 06:15 and 33 seconds, the secondary pilot finally hangs up his phone. He looks up, sees they aren't turning, and realizes they are traveling at 7.2 knots, locked on a direct collision course with a moored vessel. 3 different safety nets existed: the shore operators, the primary pilot, and the monitoring pilot. Because they all stayed in their own isolated bubbles, the errors compounded unchecked until the ship crossed the point of no return. Faster, urgent, panic finally breaks the silence on the bridge. The pilots shout commands to the tugs and throw the Shekou's massive engines into full reverse. But you cannot quickly stop a skyscraper made of steel. The towering bow of the container ship plows directly into the STS Leeuwin II, instantly snapping its masts. 2 crew members on board the smaller ship have to sprint down the gangway to escape with their lives. The Shekou keeps grinding forward. The outermost stacks of shipping containers actually overhang the edge of the dock, smashing violently into the roof of the Western Australian Maritime Museum. Finally, the starboard side of the ship scrapes heavily against the concrete wharf, tearing open a 1.8-meter hole directly through its own steel hull. 3 distinct pieces of infrastructure, a historic ship, a museum, and the port itself, were dismantled in seconds, all because a single verbal command was missed. The official investigation by the Australian Transport Safety Bureau concluded that this was not an unavoidable weather disaster. The squall was difficult, yes, but the crash was caused by a total collapse in bridge resource management. Bridge resource management is the strict system of shared awareness required on modern ships. When one person misses a detail, the team communicates actively to catch it. On the Shekou, that system evaporated. The shore operators assumed the pilots had the weather handled. The primary pilot assumed the helmsman would follow the tugs. The helmsman assumed the pilot's last number was absolute. Everyone assumed someone else was in control. We rely on these massive vessels to keep the global supply chain moving, bringing thousands of tons of cargo into populated cities every single day. But no matter how large the ship or how advanced the technology, a vessel is only as safe as the attention span